Welcome dear student. Today we will continue with the lesson sound of class 8 and this is a part 2 video of this lesson. So let's begin the video. So student, let's have a quick revision of this our previous video. Okay. So in that video we have covered the production of sound and we have seen the sound is produced with the help of with an example of tuning fork, and we have seen that when tuning fork is struck, what happened, the sound is produced due to the vibration. And when the tuning fork is struck, what happened, one time the prongs of a tuning fork, they go away from each other, and during this vibration, when they go away from each other, what happened, the air is compressed in that region, and the region in which air is at high pressure and high density, it is called as a region of compression. But in next step, what happened is the prongs of the tuning fork, they come close to each other, and in that region air is at low pressure and low density, and this is called as a rarefaction. So student, this was all about the previous video, and in this today we shall learn about the propagation of sound and medium. So let's have a look on it. Okay, so propagation of sound and medium. Sound travels through some material medium like solid, liquid or gas, and it reaches us. But what if such medium does not exist between the source of sound and our ear? So for this, let's have a look on one experiment. So here, sound generation and propagation needs medium like air, and in this medium, this is a picture of the experiment in which we have to see the medium is necessary for the propagation of sound. So in this experiment, a vacuum tight bell jar is placed on a smooth horizontal surface, and the bell jar is connected to a vacuum pump via a tube. On the left hand side picture, you can see the proper connection of the bell jar with the battery and switch. So we can remove air inside the bell jar using the vacuum pump. And as shown in the diagram, the bell jar contains an electric bell. So in the middle you can see the electric bell which is placed inside the jar, and this electric bell is connected to the power supply through the lid of the bell jar. Okay, so at the start of experiment, the vacuum pump is off and the bell jar contains air. So student, in this picture you can observe no vacuum pump is connected to the jar. So that means the jar contains an air, and if the key to electric bell is now switched on, the bell start ringing, and the ringing can be heard from outside the bell jar. Now if the vacuum pump is switched off, you can see the tube like vacuum pump, and this is used to remove all the air which is present inside the jar. Okay, so when the vacuum pump is connected or it is switched on, it starts removing all the air from the bell jar, and as the quantity of air inside the bell jar decreases, the level of ringing sound heard outside, it also decreases. And if the pump is operated for sufficiently long period, then what happened, the quantity of air like inside the bell jar will be very low, and at this point the level of ringing sound will also be very low. And this experiment demonstrates that sound generation and propagation needs a medium like air. Okay, and if the air inside the bell jar is totally removed, will we able to hear the sound of ringing bell? No students. Why? Because we cannot hear the sound of the bell, because sound requires a medium to travel like solid, liquid or gas. Gas means in the form of air. But in an empty jar with no medium, the sound cannot reach us, and thus we are not able to hear the bell ring. Okay, so our next topic is frequency of sound waves. So let's learn about this. So student will learn about how the vibration of tuning fork result in generation of compression and refraction in air. And more detailed observation shows that the actual vibration in the air density and pressure are you can clearly see the density and pressure are changes if any object vibrates in the air, and such sound waves are produced in the air. So student, in this picture you can observe the wave, like when vibration takes place, what happened, the sound waves are produces, and you can see increase in pressure and one time decrease in pressure. So increase in pressure, that means this is the area of compression, and when the pressure decreases, this is a region of rarefaction. Okay, and one oscillation, that means one vibration consisting of one cycle consisting of compression and rarefaction. Okay, so this the cycle of compression and rarefaction in a sound wave, and change in air pressure, that means one time it will be increase and next it will be decrease, compression and rarefaction. Now we will see what is a frequency. So student, one compression and one rarefaction together forms one cycle of the wave. You can see one time compression and next time rarefaction. So this together forms a cycle of the wave, and the number of cycles formed in the air in 1 second will be decided by the number of times the prongs of the tuning fork vibrates back and forth. That is the number of vibration of the tuning fork in 1 second. Okay. So student, here in this picture you can observe the compression, rarefaction, wavelength. Okay. So frequency. What is the frequency? Frequency is the number of compression and rarefaction that are produced in the air per second. That means in 1 second. So the frequency, and next term you can observe in the diagram is wavelength. Okay, so what is a wavelength? Wavelength can be defined as a distance between successive means one after the other. Okay, successive compression or rarefaction of sound wave. Now student, compression is also known as a crust, and rarefaction is also known as a trough. So compression or crust and trough makes one cycle of the wave. Okay, and the distance between the successive crust or successive trough is known as a wavelength. Okay. Now the frequency is measured in hertz. This is a unit of frequency, and if one cycle is completed in 1 second, the frequency is said to be 1 hertz. For example, a tuning fork vibrates. For example, the tuning fork, in this diagram you can show its frequency to be 512 hertz. You can observe the 512 hertz written on the tuning fork. Okay, so it means that the fork vibrates 512 times per second, and this vibration will set 512 cycles of compression and rarefaction in the air per second, and thus the sound generated by the fork will have a frequency of 512 hertz. And the frequency of tuning fork is decided by the dimension of the prongs, that means its length and thickness of the prongs, and the material used for making the fork. So student, this was about the frequency. Just try this. Okay, so we have to try. We have to take 6 to 7 glasses and arrange them in a line and fill them with water with gradually increasing water level. Okay, and from one end to other, and take some object or pencil or spoon, anything, and you can take anything. Okay, and strike the glasses sequentially. The sound generated by each cup will be different. Why it is so? So it is due to when a glass is struck with any object, waves are set up in the air column above the water level in the cup, and the frequency of generated wave depends on the height of the air column inside the glass. And since the water level in each glass is different, the height of the air column in each glass is also will be different, and therefore the frequency of sound generated by each glass will also be different. Why it is different? Because the water level is different in each glass, and so the sound generated it will be different. Okay, so student, this was all about this video. I hope you all have understood this, whatever I have tried to teach you, and next part of this lesson we will cover in our next video. Thank you.